Is this thing all right? I think this is the way I have to do it. Had my phone, I'm used to recording anyway. Assalamu alaikum, greetings, welcome to my live. I am Empress. This is TIEbyKidist with Empress. This is like my whole weight loss, mental health, just like overall wellness channel. One of the things, as anyone who's been part of my family over the years, was, wellness has always been a focus for me. And I only kind of come on here when I'm doing like check ins on my weight loss goals and journey. And one of the things that I have recently learned is through a great therapist. And don't be ashamed if you have a therapist, everyone could use a good therapist to vent to. She has really taught me how mental health affects, your emotional eating, and to understand the triggers of emotional eating. And a lot of times we don't even realize we are emotionally eating until you do. Until you do. What One of the things that I've been learning is how the brain functions. And a lot of times, how we react to things is usually the way that you react when you were first introduced to a traumatic incident in your life, and that's your response. And for me, it was very young as a adolescent, as a child, not even in double digits yet, where I had my first traumatic experience. And I remember my father used to always appease me and help me calm down with food or gifts. Um, you know, no words of affirmation, no kind of reasoning, but it was just like, here, eat something, here, let's get you a gift. So what I notice now as an adult, when something triggered me, it could be like just going through crazy traffic for an hour. I might want to have, like, if I see a piece of gum, I'll just pop it in my mouth and start chewing. And it's not that I want the gum. It's not like my breath stink. I need to get prepared. It's just, and when I first really started paying attention to my triggers was during Ramadan this year. I think that was the last time I did a live was during Ramadan. And one of the things, we fast from sun up to sundown. And during Ramadan, I had a lot of crazy things happening. I had a business partner, one of my closest friends, she passed away in just a very challenging way. Then, on the same day that she transitioned, was the same day that my grandbaby was born, which then, like a week later, I found out my closest cousin, who was like a brother to me, had was dying of cancer. And then as soon as we found out that he died of cancer, he did transition. And then another one of our cousins, it was just like boom, boom, boom. Then I was dealing with, I got assaulted. Um, so it was a lot of things coming my way. And when I say assaulted, like I was a victim of road rage. I want to be very clear. And it was just a lot. So during Ramadan, I remember I was with one of my closest girlfriends, and we're just recapping everything that was going through, what was happening, and without even thinking, and I'm fasting, I just was talking to her, and I just immediately reached for some food, and I was about to eat it. I wasn't hungry, I was fasting, but it was my reflex because I was reliving the trauma, sharing it with her, and that was my first instinct, was to reach for food. So now I realized, like, I have to really get in control of the emotional eating because you're not even thinking about it. You're not thinking about it. And so I have learned some tools that have helped me um, in regards to dealing with that. Journaling is one that I'm really, really focused on. And was it journaling? Um, just getting up and just walking and just going into prayer. Uh, and then I really had to really detox from all of social media. I realized social media can really trigger you. So one of the things that I am also doing is minimizing my time online so that I am not taking in all the negative energy, because even when you're watching someone else's, like when you go to the movies and you're watching like action and crime, all those different movies with all this stuff, you just instinctively want popcorn and sodas and things like that. And it's not because you're hungry, but all that emotion that the movie is invoking within yourself makes you want to emotionally eat. And we have trained our mind to look at it as entertainment, and you eat popcorn. No, it is really how that movie is affecting you, whether it's a love movie or a happy movie, but it's evoking emotion. And we have trained our mind to think popcorn and movie go together. And so one of the things that I'm learning is to not equate food for my emotions. So like if I get upset, now learning to pull out a book, write in my journal, and what and address those emotions, not go to the refrigerator. um One of the things that I am very adamant about also is not purchasing anything that's going to trigger me to trip on it. So I try to keep healthy snacks available, like nuts and fruit, and stay away from chips. My job is evil, though. My job is really evil because my job has chips all everywhere and snacks. So I really have to talk myself down. So what I started doing is keeping like a bag of oranges and apples and things like that, and taking fruit with me to my office. And while I am focusing on my mental health, I'm noticing that my high blood pressure has gone down, my cholesterol has gone down, and even though I have gained weight, which is really insane, um, it's okay. It's a up and down situation. I'm still trying to figure it out. And one thing I finally, after all these years, just realized I gotta focus on controlling my emotions. Not no 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 addressing my emotions. We don't address our emotions. So once you start addressing your emotions, then you will not fall into the emotional anything. So addressing your emotions, understanding what your triggers are, understanding why you react the way you do to those triggers, and addressing like when did you have your first traumatic situation, and understand that you are now addressing that your emotions in a way that you were. So if you was 5 years old when you had your first traumatic situation, that's how you are dealing with your emotions like a 5-year old, or if it's 19 or 11, wherever your mental development was at that time. And when I was learning this about the brain, I can't remember the book that I'm studying, but when I realized how our brain, the front, the top, and the back, how it really functions, I was like, okay, this is this is what I have been focusing on for the last few months, and just removing myself, focusing on my mental health, understanding how I function, controlling my emotional eating. And so I am praying, God willing, because like I said, I just had a granddaughter. And now that I'm really understanding how my mind works, I'm really want to implement how my mind works with the emotional eating because I just became a grandmother. So I want to be here for the longevity, to see my granddaughter have her children, and to actually witness more grandchildren. So, but what I did notice is since I started doing that, when I went to the doctor for the first time today, my pressure had dropped to like, it's still pretty high, but for me, it's low, like 136, where normally my pressure was like 200, 180, 170, where I thought I was going to I was never going to wake up in the morning or have a heart attack. I am now that I'm learning about emotional eating and understanding how to address my feelings. I'm seeing it affect other areas of my life, and yeah, so I'm super excited to see the progress where I am at. I did sign up with Planet Fitness, and I haven't used my membership outside of going there for the bathroom, but that's okay. That's for another day or whatever. But if God willing, in 2 more months when I do another check-in, I can actually have some great results for you all, and I can share what I have done. So anyway, until next time, this is Empress. This is I guess it's been 2 months, but my monthly check-in. I will try to be more consistent, but life has been lifing, and I really had to take a mental break and really address all that I was going through, my emotions, and we just got to give ourselves grace and understanding. And I pray this information finds you well, and I hope it's a blessing to you. And if it is, please like my this video and share it and subscribe because it only will help. All right, you all have a blessed one. Assalamu alaikum, and peace. Now, how do I end this thing? Yeah, I swear I act so old sometimes. There we go.